So how many times should you sharpen each side of your pocket knife? Wish I could say just 20 passes and you're good, but that's not the case. Because when sharpening your knife on a whetstone, there's many things that are going to play into how many passes it's going to take to sharpen your knife. For example, the steel of your pocket knife. If you're using something like D2, that's going to take more passes and more pressure compared to something like 8 or 7CR17. There is a simple way of knowing exactly how many passes to do. And it's going to vary between person and knife because depending on how much pressure you apply to that knife and the steel quality of that knife. For example, whenever you're sharpening your pocket knife, let's just say back and forth, you do 20 passes. You're going to want to slide your finger just on the top. Nothing extreme, just a few little strokes right on the top of that edge. And you're going to feel like a little bit of a grip, something kind of tugging at your thumb skin. To know if you actually have something, if you're just making something up, go to the other side of your knife. It's going to be completely smooth and kind of rolled over. You have that burr, you know, that little grippy all the way across the whole edge. That's how you're going to know when to flip. Now, if you're counting, you could do that exact amount on the other side of your pocket knife. Let's just say, for example, that was 20 passes. You do 20 passes and do the same thing and rub your finger right across. Don't feel the burr all the way down. You could have twisted a little bit. You might not have been putting as much pressure. Starting out when you're sharpening, okay, you're getting that edge built up, let's just say on 20 degrees. Just want to make sure that you can feel that burr all the way down the whole edge of that knife. Now, after you get that first set, let's just say you did a 800 or 1000 grit stone. You get that first set of passes, you felt the burr on both sides. Now you move up a grit. You go, let's say 2000, 3000 grit stone. Now this is where you can get a little bit more precise on strokes or passes. You can actually count because you already set that edge. You're not actually trying to make the burr as doing these passes on a higher grit. You're just trying to clean off that edge more, make it smoother, so that way it'll be sharper because the higher grit stone are going to start polishing and cleaning up that edge. So now on these you can actually do maybe, let's just say 15, 20 passes each side. That could be a bit excessive. It just depends on what you feel is comfortable. But the most important part is just keeping that consistent angle. Because if you slightly tweak it one way or another, it could take longer and could take more passes. So I hate to say that there's not an exact number, but I mean there is an easy way of finding out, is just feeling for that burr across the edge. So if you have any more questions about whetstone sharpening for pocket knives, kitchen knives, go ahead and drop them in the comments. While you're at it, if you do need a sharpening block set, they're in my TikTok shop. You can either buy just the blocks themselves or the case with it. It's up to you. You hold that angle a little bit better. Hey, if y'all have any more questions, feel free to ask. I'll try to answer as many as I can.